Good afternoon, everybody. Hope you're well. Welcome to episode 3 of my walk and teach. In episode 1, we looked at the 4 groups of tenses and we looked at them in the present forms. In episode 2, we moved those to the past forms. And this week in episode 3, we're going to be looking at the future tenses in the 4 groups. So future simple, future continuous, future perfect, and future perfect continuous, the big scary one. Yeah, not used very often, that one. We'll come to that at the end. So let's look at future simple. Not so simple, actually. A lot of people get it wrong because they think they can use it to talk about their plans. You can't talk about your plans with the future simple. The future simple is more about coming up with an idea or coming up with a thought right now, a decision right now, a decision to do something in the future. So you can have the thought, or you can be in the middle of a conversation with someone, the idea comes to the mind, and you say, I think I will do something in the future. And you usually state the time in the future, or at least make reference to some situation in the future where the time is often obvious, or maybe not. So in episodes 1 and 2, we're going to continue in episode 3 with the same main verb, walking in the forest, the bare infinitive to walk in the forest. So future simple, I think, I'm making a decision now, I will walk an extra kilometre today. It's a nice day, I'm making the decision right now to do something in the future. So the time I'm making reference to is the time it takes to walk that extra kilometre in the future. Let's move on to future continuous. So it's a continuous tense. It's an activity that you will be in the middle of doing. This time we're going to select a future time. So as an example, at this time next week I will be walking in the forest. So I'm using auxiliary verb will plus be, because it's continuous, plus the ing form of the main verb, the present participle. I'm making reference to a future time, this time next week. I will be walking in the forest. Let's move on to the perfect group. Remember perfect, perfectum in Latin, and it means done, finished. Yeah, so the main verb is the past participle. This is a finished action. So how do we use it in the future? Well, again, we select a time in the future, and by that time, I will have done or finished something. So my example would be, by the time I get home, I will have walked 4 to 5 kilometres. That's what I will have done, finished, done. So future time, we select it in the future and we connect what we will have done. Auxiliary verb will, auxiliary verb have, plus the main verb, the past participle, walked. I will have walked 4 to 5 kilometres, done and finished. So now on to future perfect continuous. This is a tricky tense. So again, it's a continuous tense. So we have an activity that starts, finishes. Now the start of that activity could be the past, actually. It could be the future. And an example I'm going to make, we're going to connect the length of time of that activity from now until a point of time in the future. So again, it's another point of time. You select a given point of time in the future. So an example could be, by the time I reach the end of the track, it's about 100 meters here. By the time I reach the end of the track, which is in the future, I will have been walking for 30 minutes. So again, I'm telling you how long the activity will have been happening. I will have been walking for 30-40 minutes by the time I reach the end of the track. So for this tense, I'm connecting the length of time the activity occurs with a future time. That's the idea of this tense. 4 verbs, 3 auxiliary verbs: will, have, been, plus the ing form, walking, the present participle. So they're the 4 future tenses. There's more future tenses. There's actually 7. But we use other tenses that you've already listened to if you've listened to episodes 1 and 2. So I'll say goodbye for now. If you like the video, please like it and share it and repost it. I'd be very grateful. And I'll see you next week. And I propose in the future to start analysing and comparing tenses and how we can use them in certain situations in the future. Okay, so see you next week. Take care. Bye for now.